David Healy is back into the squad. Obviously, a big talking point this weekend is him moving to Rangers. What did you make of the move?
Well, it's a great move for David, and hopefully that can get his career back on track, because he's been had a very lean time at Sunderland, where Roy Keane signed him and left the club. Steve Bruce came in and obviously didn't fancy David, as all different managers do. So there's been a clean break. David's gone to Rangers, and hopefully he can get some starts under his belt, get back in the goal scoring trail, and even so for ourselves. The one thing, I've been an avid supporter of David over the period of time. I've stuck with him. I left him out the last friendly game to give him a little breather from it and to get that hunger back. So I'm looking forward to seeing him next week.
You clearly still have belief in him if you're including him in the squad.
Well, David's a natural goal scorer. But I said some 2.5 years ago that if you're not playing regular first team football, the mental sharpness, the physical sharpness disappears gradually, and that's exactly what happens. So he's really got, I think Rangers have taken his contract over on a full-time basis to the end of the season. He's got a lot to do, he's got a lot to prove, and hopefully he can do that for them and for us.
Liam Boyce is named in the squad for the first time. What was your thinking behind that?
I brought Liam into the senior group because I've not actually seen Liam play for the last 4 or 5 months since he's moved to Germany, and I thought it was a very, very good opportunity to bring him in and look at him very closely over the 3 days, see how he responds and coach with the seniors. I've spoken to him, and he's really looking forward to it.
Have you had much conversation with Steve Beglehole about him as well? Obviously he's played for the 21s a few times, so he must come highly recommended. Well,
Steve's a big supporter of Liam, but also I've watched and worked with Liam over the last 3 years through the Milk Cup and all his weaknesses and strengths. I spoke to him at great lengths the other week, and since he's gone to Germany, he's got leaner, meaner and trimmer, which is full-time training does for you. But he's really enjoying it, and I got to marry a young man who's gone from Northern Ireland, just not to England, where the language and the food and culture is pretty much the same, but goes to a foreign country where the language is completely different, and you've got to get to grips with that. So you got to give him full credit.
Now, you're obviously going into this tournament to try and win it, but is Serbia in the back of your head the whole time through this?
Oh, without a doubt, and we'd love to win the tournament, as will the other 3 managers of the other 3 nations that's in the tournament. But I've certainly got one eye, and I'm not going to hide or disguise that fact, because they are huge games for us. We've had a good start. We want to try and keep that going. And Serbia and Slovenia at the end of March will be very much in the focus and part of the training pre the Scotland game.
And good news for the fans. The last time I spoke to you, we weren't sure what the latest would be, but the fans who have their tickets will be in Serbia, so that will help to a certain extent.
Well, there's a travelling party going that has been allowed to go, which is fantastic from our own point of view, and I think it's only fair in those people who's given up time and spent money that they are allowed to go, because we did nothing wrong. And to be punished for that would have been absolutely incorrect of the authorities. So common sense has prevailed, and I'm delighted for the supporters.